Hello everybody, welcome back. We're on to game number 3 between NightEnd, our red Protoss player, here on the top left part of EonShiKeno's plateau, and his opponent and the winner from last game, EmpireKas, our yellow Terran player, on the top right part of the map. So if I want to make a prediction, I'm going to think NightEnd is going to go for a 3-gateway pressure into an expansion into Colossus. That's what we've seen him go for. The 2 previous games has had mixed results, but most pro players, whenever they get whenever they practice builds over and over again, they usually stick to what they know very well, and they don't tend to just deviate that often, because that's pretty risky. And we have Kas. Last game had a little bit different of an opening. He went for the Marine Tank the first game. Last game he went for the Marine Marauder, and this game, let's see if he's going to go for something different. So we'll check that out. We got Scout going out for NightEnd. This probe is going to check out some stuff, do a little perusing inside of the Terran base. Gonna get there in plenty of time to see there's no gas. That's pretty huge. So he's gonna see that there's no gas. He's gonna come back here and check just to make sure. Yep, that's not a gas. And so you can expect to see a fast expansion from EmpireKas or some kind of crazy barracks play. So he's going to wait for that Marine to pop out, try to run away. SCV already on its way down to the expansion, so NightEnd is probably just going to assume there's an expansion going to be placed there. And if he assumes, he's going to be right. Did he actually see that? Nope, he did not see that, but I think it's a pretty safe bet, unless Kas is going for some type of hilarious fake out. I mean, he brings the SCV down, he brings the Marine down, doesn't get a gas, and then all of a sudden he just like goes straight for double gas into double gas into Starport or something crazy like that. But Bunker going to go down, and Wide pulled his Marine back, so if he runs up there, he could easily scout this out. And we're going to have him do that exact same thing. He's going to come up there. He doesn't see any attacks, so he's going to check it out. He's just going back, playing very careful. NightEnd sees the expansion, going to get out of there. And kind of surprised Kas decided to pull the Marine back there, basically just letting him know that there's an expansion going up. He could have easily denied that scout if he kept this Marine here at the low ground, but I guess he was worried about Stalker, Zealots, stuff like that coming out. But that would have been a really fast Zealot if he Chrono boosted that sucker out. So NightEnd going for his gateway up over here, and also threw down his own expansion. Saw this expansion, or at least assumed there was an expansion from earlier, and decided to match that with his own. And we've got a Stalker heading out across the map. Probe hanging out here in the middle. Just going to control some Zelnaga towers. And Kas getting his second orbital down here to his natural. And we got some more barracks being placed. We got 3 barracks now, 4 Kas, 2 gas going to go up. And the Stalker is going to come up here, do a little bit of peeking, see a bunker with a bunch of dudes in it, and happily walk back. Going to turn those shield generators up to high just to get those things to regenerate. Mule's being called down, and he's going to come here and peek once again. Well, yeah, the bunker's still there. And another bunker being placed here by Kas at the natural. Tech lab on one of his barracks, and we're going to see what he's going to what kind of upgrades he's going to get with that. He's making a Marauder out of there, so going for Marine Marauder opening this game. NightEnd Chrono boosting out a lot of probes, and we can check his probe count at this point. Actually, it's 25 versus 25, 26 versus 25 now. We got a Robo out, going to make an Observer, and he's got a 3rd gateway up. So a little bit different build order here from NightEnd. Getting the 3-gate Robo definitely seems to be his 4 favored buildings, and just went for the gateway a little bit delayed because, of course, he went for this expansion much sooner than he did in the previous builds. So this little Observer is going to fly over there across the map, and I never even really looked at this picture here down here in the right icon, but the thing's flying through space there and looking around. Actually, I had 2D portraits on because my older computer was really old and slow, so I needed every bit of CPU performance to get that thing to run, so I had this disabled, so these things are all new to me. So he's going to build a starport there. Yep, there is starport. Going to go down there, and NightEnd scouted that out. And is he still going to go robotics bay? Looks like he's not canceling it or anything. But he gets a good vision of all this stuff up there. EmpireKas doing a really good job making a nice wall here. Supply depots, engineering bay. This really good wall off there at the front of his base. NightEnd throwing up another gas. That'll put him up to 4 gas. And looks like we're going to have the same build here from NightEnd, at least in substance, going on into the mid-game. And NightEnd also, a little bit different opening with the expansion, a lot sooner. One bear expand into Marine Marauder with Medevac Viking. Now, let me see here if he's actually scanned his opponent. He doesn't even know where his opponent is. Cass is like, I've never seen someone not scout this far into the game, but I guess Cass is like, you know what? I need that SCV to be mining those minerals for me. Maybe he's got some insanely tight timing that he just wants to get all that stuff done, but still doesn't even know where his opponent is at. I mean, look at this. That's quite hilarious. But NightEnd on the other side of the spectrum knows completely what his opponent is up to. He's just been out here scouting with this observer, doing a good job of that. And whoa, here we go. Now we got a scout going out. This is perfect timing. 9-minute factory scout. Forget that scout after barracks type of stuff or scout after pylon. Factory scout. That's the way to go. And a medevac going to go do some dropping. He's going to pick off that stalker. No, he's not. Does he not have concussive shells? He does not have concussive shells. Did he just forget? Looks like he's busy. He's getting other upgrades. He's getting stim and combat shield. He's clearing out these Naga towers. That's going to give him map control. And this factory is just going to fly around. That Colossus trying to headbutt it. Factory scared of the Colossus. Going to get out of there. Stalker's doing enough damage, and that Colossus is going to follow that factory around. Nope, he's going to go back home. Tired of looking at the rear end of that factory. And EmpireKas with 4 Marauders just out and about. Just controlling the map, seeing if there's any units they can pick off. This observer's still doing a good job up here at the front, scouting all these units. Going to look for any type of any rallies headed toward his way. And another probe out here in the front. Wow, he just loves these units on patrol. 2 Colossus out. 4 Stalkers. And Cass just looking over here, looking for a third. Not going to see one. Going to load back up. Going to go in for a drop. Not much over here to stop him. He does have these Colossus, but he can get maybe 1 or 2 probe kills before those guys pay attention. We've got some Vikings coming out, plus 1 armor, and concussive is just about done. Here comes the drop. Marauder's going to land. What are they going to get? 1 kill down. 2nd kill. He's going to stim, get a 3rd. Oh, gets 3. I was completely wrong. Sorry, everybody. He got 3 kills instead of 2. I failed as a caster. But a lot of units back up here at his base. Sold those bunkers off. Doesn't need them anymore. 2 more gateways coming out, and it looks like Cass has hit that magic number. He's going to go attack. Supply 123 versus 125 versus 109 now. So if Cass in the lead here with supply, and he's got plenty of Vikings, 6 to be exact, and a lot of Marine Marauder. Just has a 1 medevac. And did he not see that with the observer? I think that observer was like not paying attention. Was like somewhere else, and now this observer just completely missed that huge push out. Now that probe did see that, so he sees that pushing out an expansion right here for NightEnd, but that's just in a terrible position. Actually, there's no rocks here either in this version. So he's going to go get a free kill. He's going to have to cancel this. He's going to need to cancel this so quick. He's got to cancel it, Cass. Yep, good job on the cancel. Or actually, sorry, NightEnd. Getting a good cancel right there instead of actually losing everything. And this observer is going to follow all those units. He's getting back in the game here. Was sleeping on the job, and he needs to start scouting to the south. Cass pushing up front with those Vikings, going to try and get a kill on a Colossus. Blink, about halfway finished, plus 1 armor, plus 1 attack. Just about finishing. A lot of Starkers. He's going to actually push out here. Guardian Shield going to go up, doing a pretty good job, trying to get some kills up. He's going to lose a Viking or 2. Wow, taking a lot of damage there. Steal a little bit of damage there to the Colossus, though, so that worked out pretty well for him, too. Not necessarily an even trade, because shields do regenerate, and Vikings don't. His observer is always late to the party. He's like, where are they at, guys? Where are they at? he's like, I'll catch him, I'll catch him. He's like, I'd find him so much easier if you guys just gave me that speed upgrade. I mean, I know it's kind of expensive, but I mean, just seriously, just let me go a little faster. So I see some big flying block hanging out over here. There it is. It's a command center for Cass, flying out, even picking up the SCV that built it. And he's going to see all this right now. Is he going to see the expansion? No, it's just out of vision. But it looks like NightEnd is setting up a 3rd down here, bottom left. His is going to be a little bit later, and Cass is debating whether or not he wants to land that, and it looks like he's going to go with, yes, I'm going to land it. Wow, look at these upgrades. This is a very similar mid-game army supply count we have here. Army supply and army composition we have from EmpireKas this game. Marine, Marauder, just like 1 or 2 medevacs, and then a lot of Vikings. More Colossus coming out for Cass. NightEnd, and I'm really surprised that he's sticking with so many Colossus. I'm surprised he hasn't switched into some Immortals at all, because his opponent does have a very heavy Marauder count. A lot of Marauders, actually. Full control group. And this Observer doing a pretty good job. Has he seen that expansion yet? Yeah, he does see it. There's a Planetary Fortress there. So that is a Big Daddy expansion. And both players are just kind of chilling out right now. Not many attacks going on. NightEnd is waiting for this third to get up and going before he can start doing some more production. Charge is about finished, and +2 armor, +2 attack is just about done. I think we're going to see NightEnd go for an attack here about the time these gateways finish and these upgrades, all 3 of these upgrades finish. That's going to hit there. Really good timing for NightEnd just to go out for a hit, but it looks like Kas may beat him to the punch. He's going to go out right now. The Observer sees all. He's like, guys, get ready. There's an attack coming. I've actually saw them. And we can see NightEnd getting in a really good position here, getting a really nice concave already set up. Scan going to go down. He's going to fly out here, trying to pick off some units. Blink! Oh, no! Lose some Vikings. Being a little too greedy there with the Vikings. And that got himself 2 kills there. So Kas falling behind. Already lost 3 Vikings so far this game. Just from being a little bit greedy with those Vikings. So we got upgrades coming here. +2 attack upgrades almost done for Kas. And those upgrades are finished for NightEnd. So I thought he was going to push out, but it looks like he's got some photons, cannons going up at this third, and now he's going to push out a lot of Stalkers, a lot of Zealots with the charge upgrade. 2 Marauders didn't get the memo, and Vikings going to be over here. Nice blink though, and he's going to get, oh wow, really great position with these Zealots coming over here. Colossus just getting slaughtered though. I don't know how this fight's going to turn out for either player. It's really close. There's so many Stalkers left blinking right on top of all the Marauders, and this may be enough. There may just be too many Stalkers. There are so many Stalkers out there, and look at all those Stalkers with those +2 upgrades, and they're going to finish off the rest of those Vikings. Those things are so low. And NightEnd doing a really good job there. That game is completely winning that fight. And he's going to get the last Viking. The last Viking dies. Just like the, what is that game, the game that's inside the campaign? It's what's called, The Last Viking? I can't remember what it's called, but yeah. The last Viking does not make it out. And he's going to push up here, kill that sensor tower, and maybe apply some pressure. Going to go down to that third. Has he actually scouted that out? No, he doesn't, but he's going to run into a happy surprise. He's going to be like, oh, cool, free command center kill. Kas is going to try and fly that away, but there's no way the thing's going to make it out of there. There it goes. It then crashes and burns, explodes. And we have a 4th going up for NightEnd. And some more Vikings are out, but does he have more Colossus? Just 1 out so far. And Marauders stemming up here to the front. They're going to try and pick off some Stalkers. As those guys run away, they can blink. Now they blink right on top of all those Vikings. And oh wow, he's just going to kill all those Vikings all over again. And Zealot's now coming up. Colossus coming in from behind. No more Vikings at this point. And NightEnd is just pressuring straight there. Marauders stemming, running away. Coming back here, trying to get in a better position, forcing all those units to go around there. Blink on top of all of them. Zealots up there in the front. And Viking landing over here, those things not very good on the ground. And now EmpireKas is trapped in a corner here, stuck on 3 bases with a flying factory. So NightEnd has map control, has supply lead, that's for sure, making 3 Archons, has his 4th just about up. Let's check the harvester count. 69 versus 68, very dead even right there for both players. And he's actually building 4 more probes, so we don't see any more SCVs coming from EmpireKas. So NightEnd want to get a couple more out there. Here comes some Archons, these guys with the 2/2 upgrades. Beastly massive units. They're massive now, they weren't massive last game, just because. Even though they're the same size, they're massive now. They've got bigger boots, or bigger plasma balls. I don't know. That sounded horrible. Anyways, here we have the big, probably final attack right now, and there's just not enough from Kas. This is just going to be a steamroll. I think at this point, NightEnd could just A-move right into this fight. And I'm going to have the APM open just to look. Looks like, here we go, he's going to come up to that ramp. Yeah, he's going to go up the ramp. No, he's actually going to fall back. NightEnd does not want to lose this. He is going to fall back and be like, you know what? I'm not playing that game. I'm going to take out your planetary fortress. Not getting the repair time. Too late. Those SCVs weren't paying attention, and those guys let their planetary fortress die, but they're all going to stay alive. NightEnd feeling that, kill the planetary fortress, you can keep the SCVs. He just didn't want to get in a bad position. He was worried about Kas coming in from the corner and maybe flanking him, getting a bad position. NightEnd playing it safe. Supply count, 200 for NightEnd, 190 in Kas. Pulling some SCVs. Looks like he's going to go in for an attack here. Setting up to maybe trying to win the game here. He's got some ghost set. He's got enough for, what is that, 2 EMPs? Yeah, 2 EMPs. We've got more medevacs this time. Has just a couple of Vikings out, 6 out. Killed the Stalker there, Scout Stalker up for NightEnd. Now he's going to go up in the front. The attack the Zealots need to get up in the front. Now we got Zealots versus a good EMP. Storm's going down also. Big attack here from both players. And, wow, Kas. Such a huge concave, but it looks like, oh wow, Vikings taking out all the Colossus. Where do those Vikings come from? And Kas has a lot of units, so he's got a lot of medevacs also. Archon's whipping in, Stalkers blinking up there, Storm going on top of all the Vikings, and this fight turned out to be a lot closer than I anticipated it. And whoa, NightEnd getting repelled there. Kas with the supply deficit, but I think that's mostly due to Harvesters. Wow, 38 Harvesters versus 78. So Kas sacrificed a lot of economy to stay in this game, and he's going to have to make it count here. NightEnd warping in a lot of Zealots, and those guys are 2-2, so not really doing any more upgrades so far this game, but Kas is going to have to make this a little advantage count he has. Come in here and get some more kills off. There are no more Colossus, so this is his time to go. Oh wow, a lot of Zealots chomping up, and those Marauders aren't going to be enough to deal with that. And just too much of those medevacs getting caught in the end of the conga line, and they're going to die, and these Zealots are just chasing these Marauders all the way back. Blinking up there in the front, blinking in front of the Zealots, unfortunately. And the Marauders, wow, they actually are going to be able to finish and kill off the rest of those Zealots, but they've taken a lot of damage from the Zealots. There's a Stalker hug right on top of all those Marauders. And a lot of medevacs are doing a good job there. And wow, NightEnd may have overextended there with that blink, and he's forced to fall back. So we've got Kas still in this game somehow, doing a really good job of keeping his minerals low at least. Has a lot of SCVs here on minerals, and even 3 mules, opting to have nothing on gas so far. I think he actually pulled guys off gas. And Kas, both players right now I think have 2-2 upgrades on their ground units. Yeah, we have 2-2 here for Kas, and NightEnd also at 2-2. Not any player jumping into 3-3 yet. He's got a lot of High Templar out, and those are going to be a bunch of Storms. And right now, Kas is kind of forced to stick straight to the Marine Marauder medevac combination, and those Storms can do a lot of damage if they manage to. The Viking just coming up here, being generally annoying. Yeah, that Colossus take care of him. He is completely gone, and we've got a drop coming from Kas. Going to go hang out here down at the bottom. 6 Marauders, 4 Marines, and the supply count now. NightEnd 160 versus 119 for Kas. That's where the economy is definitely kicking in for NightEnd. That's how he's going to easily be able to keep up in supply here. And ahead, morphing in some more Archons. Got some Zealots. Still has plenty of High Templar. 6 out there to do some good damage. A drop coming here from Kas. And NightEnd, does he see it? Does he see it? No, he doesn't. Now he does. He sees it for sure. He's going to come here and get some road kills, but there's no way he's going to break even. Even if he kills all these probes, he's going to still be massively behind. He's going to kill off this Nexus for sure. Now, how's he going to get up here? Colossus is going to try and walk up. Archons, nope. You don't have cliff walking. You're going to have to watch out, but he needs to watch out those Colossus because she's going to get picked off there. That Marauder, not going to get on. Going to get killed. So Kas is getting up his 4th, and he's managing to stay in this game, and he can pick off that Colossus if he just drops right on top of it, but he's not paying attention. He's going to go back, chill out. This army for NightEnd is looking pretty sick. That last army was pretty nasty. That even though he kind of tied with that fight, but this army looks even more nasty with these High Templar, plenty of Archons, and more than enough Zealots. What does he have? 3 Colossi, and it looks like we're gonna have another big fight here coming out. This is like what, the 4th big fight this game. Let me get rid of all that console stuff, and we can just take a look at this big fight here. And there's gonna be an EMP. Storm gonna go down. Feedback gonna go down. Oh no! NightEnd get a great hit right here, and oh no, feedback all over the place. And Kas not happy with that. That took him way off guard. NightEnd just jumped on him and got the feedbacks off on top of the Ghost, got the Storms down, and Kas was not ready for that. He just got dismantled right there. So NightEnd's economy eventually kicking in there at the very last part of the game, managed to clean up that last fight. No competition whatsoever, just completely destroyed that. And that was game number 3. So we got going to go into game number 4 next, because this, of course, is a best of 5. So we have now NightEnd up 2-1 versus Kas. So let's head on to game number 4 next.